Hey guys, Dirk Dallas here with Adorama TV, and today I'm super excited. I have the brand new DJI Mavic 3. So join me as I take a look here in the studio and out in the field. All right, so let's open up the box. One of the first things you're gonna notice is that we have a storage cover now for the Mavic. Awesome. Next, we have the controller. So a bit bigger than the Mavic 2. We have our charging cable. And then we have a bunch of other cables in here as well, depending on which phone you're gonna use with the controller. And then last, we have a few extra propellers in here. So 2 extra propellers. All right, let's take a look at this drone. All right, so some of you guys are obviously wondering, what are the differences between this new drone and the Mavic 2? Well, for starters, we have the protective case. So I'm gonna take this off. It's elastic. Really excited about this actually because I'm gonna feel a lot more comfortable just putting the drone inside my bag without worrying about the lenses getting scratched up or getting dirty. So I'm gonna unfold the arms here, and also the placement of our batteries now here on the back side. So here's the battery indicator. And really happy about this feature. We now have the USB-C port and micro SD slot right here on the back, which is gonna make it much easier to get to. As you guys know, on the previous version, we have it right here on the side, and you have to unfold the arms every time you wanna access that card slot. Really happy about that. Another great thing about this battery, as mentioned, is you can now shoot up to 46 minutes according to DJI. The added benefit of having a battery that lasts 46 minutes is that you can now capture all of golden hour without having to rush back, swap batteries, and get your drone back up in the air, hoping that you didn't miss anything. Another thing you're gonna notice is the propellers have a slightly new design. So we have a rubber flexible tip right here that's set to actually help with any accidents that might occur. It's gonna cause less damage. But what I'm most excited about for that is that it's actually gonna be quieter, and you're gonna get actually 50% less wind resistance as you're flying, which is gonna result in a smoother, more stable flight. So what I'm really excited about is this dual camera. I'll talk a little bit more about that in a minute, but it looks beautiful. Also really like the new color. This is a matte black, feels a lot more sleek, even a little more aggressive. Looks beautiful. So as you guys probably know, DJI usually has several different configurations for the drones they release. The Mavic 3 is no different. The first configuration is the standard drone, and that's the one that I have here today. It features 8 gigs of storage here internally on the drone. The next configuration is the Fly More combo. It's the same thing as this drone, but you get a few extras like a carrying case, ND filters, 2 extra batteries, extra props, and a couple other little accessories. And finally, the third configuration is the Mavic 3 Cine. Believe it or not, that version comes with a 1 terabyte SSD drive. Cannot believe that you can pack a 1 terabyte drive here on this drone, but they made it happen. What that's gonna give you the ability to do is you'll be able to shoot now in Apple's ProRes 422 HQ codec. The pros are really gonna appreciate this because they're gonna be able to really push the limits in post-processing. And one of the things that I'm really excited about with the new DJI Mavic 3 is the controller. Let me give you a quick little comparison. So you can see it's bigger. And my favorite part is, as you guys probably remember, the Mavic 2, I have to put my phone down here at the bottom. And a lot of times my hands would get in the way. So I'm really excited that I'm gonna have a controller now where the screen of my phone is up top. So I'm gonna pop this up and I can just have my phone sit right here. And now my hands are completely clear, blocking that screen. And like the Mavic 2 controller, I also have my control sticks right here so I can pop them off, quickly put them in, and be ready to go. All right guys, so one of the things I'm most excited about is this dual camera. So let's talk about it. The first camera right here, this bigger one, features a 20 megapixel micro 4/3 Hasselblad camera. This is gonna give you 12.8 stops of dynamic range, which lets you capture so much detail in the highlights and the shadows. This bigger sensor is going to allow you to shoot raw images and works beautifully in low light conditions because it reduces noise. Okay, so that's the main camera. The second camera on here is the Tele Camera. And here's one of the reasons why I'm super excited about the new Mavic 3. Before with the Mavic 2, I had to choose between having the camera that had the Hasselblad, between the camera that had the zoom lens, and now we get both right here on the Mavic 3. This Tele Camera allows you to shoot JPEG images with a 28x hybrid zoom lens. And a couple of the benefits of that is you can basically use it in explore mode, which sort of is like scouting a location. So instead of having to fly way over in the distance and waste battery life, you can check out the scene right there by just zooming in. Another added benefit is if you're near a no-fly zone, you could possibly capture the scene from a great distance away. And then you're not so much a nuisance as well to what might be happening beneath, where it become a distraction because of the noise of the propellers. All right, so those are some great photo specs, but let's talk about the video now. I'm really excited because for the first time ever, we now have the ability to shoot 5.1K video here on the DJI Mavic 3. And we can also shoot up to 50 frames in that mode. You can also shoot 120 frames per second in the 4K mode. This is crazy because we're able to capture beautiful imagery that would only have been available with an upgrade in the DJI lineup. And I'm really excited about this because you didn't have the ability to do those kind of shots with the lower end drones. You had to always upgrade to something like an Inspire. And now I can throw this in my backpack and get silky smooth footage. Another thing that DJI has done is they have improved the transmission signal. So what you can do now is you can actually see your video live in 1080p, 60 frames per second. So that's gonna allow you to actually see a better, closer image to what the camera is actually recording. As a professional drone pilot, one of the things that frustrates me is when I'm flying and I'm getting distracted by the video signal cutting out. Thanks to the Mavic 3's upgraded transmission signal, that should be an issue of the past. I can now stay present in the moment and capture smooth, dynamic scenes. All right, so that's our quick look at the Mavic 3. Let's now take this out into the field and put some of these features to the test. A super cool little feature of the remote controller is it has these angled cushion holders right here. So when I put my phone in, like on the Mavic 2, it's not pressing down on my power button and my volume buttons. All right guys, so I made it to the beach. This is actually one of my favorite places to shoot. I love the open sky. I love the crashing of the waves, the textures of the sand and the water. So let's go take it for a spin. All right, so we know the Mavic 3 has a dual camera setup. I'm now gonna put the 28x zoom to the test. All right, so now I'm gonna give this Tele Camera a try. I'm gonna hit this 1x button. There I am at 2x. I'm gonna hit it again, 4x, 7x, 14, and then 28. That is really far away. That's impressive. So this could actually be a really cool feature for saving battery and scouting a location. So I could go fly over there and waste a bunch of battery to see if there's surfers, or I could just come over here to the Tele Camera mode and switch it over to see if I can find any surfers before I ever even move the drone, saving a bunch of battery and time in the process.
Yeah?
All right, so I got the Mavic 2 and the Mavic 3. I'm gonna take both of them up and we'll do a side-by-side comparison and check out the footage. I I just checked out the footage and I can say that I'm impressed. This camera performs beautifully. I'm excited to test it out even more, but my first impressions are this is a great upgrade. All right, well that wraps up today's video. I'm Dirk Dallas with Adorama TV. I would love for you to leave a comment down below letting us know which feature you're most excited about on the Mavic 3. If you want to check it out, head on over to adorama.com.